Hello, my name is Nicholas Lindner. I'm going to explain my infographic. So let me share screen. Alrighty. So my project is on white hat, white hat and black hat hackers. So I titled it White Hat versus Black Hat Hackers, the Heroes and Villains of Software Security. For the problem formulation in chapter 7 of the textbook, the topic security and privacy is covered, which goes over vulnerabilities, software security, and cyber attacks. So this infographic will dive into like a very niche topic of this section, um, which is white hat and black hat hackers. Um, I think this is a really cool topic, and it makes for like a really cool infographic as well. And because it talks about like people who do very similar things, but have like a very opposite nature. So for the literature search, I used three research articles. So this kind of goes over them, kind of just giving like a general summary of them. So cyber attacks are malicious attacks at software systems that try to disrupt the system or get illegal access to information. This is like covered mostly by my second source. These cyber attacks often lead to massive financial losses, security implications, and identity theft. And this is done by black hat hackers. Um, and then the first and third references go over how software security is a branch of security that focuses on keeping systems safe from threats. These ones go over white hat hackers, and they talk about authentication, encryption, and those type of things. So for my critical analysis of the white hat hackers, I go over ethical hacking and probe to protect. So I dub them the heroes because they're like the good guys. They're the good hackers. So yeah, based on articles 1 and 2, these are like ethical hackers. They simulate cyber attacks to prevent real ones from happening. Uh, they they are legally allowed to do what they do. In fact, they're usually supposed to do. Yeah, they're almost always supposed to do that. That's like their job. So yeah, they use their hacking for benevolent purposes, and then they also probe uh, security measures to discover flaws so that they can go back and fix them. And then for the critical analysis of black hat hackers, they are malicious and usually anonymous. So I call them the villains because they're like the bad guys. They do illegal stuff that people don't like. So yeah, Article 2 goes into this more. It talks about how they use their abilities for bad purposes, like disrupting services, stealing information, and they're often like paid by a third party to do that, or and how they're anonymous because what they do is illegal. So if they get caught, they're in a lot of trouble. So they do everything anonymous, which makes them very hard to catch. So for the valuation, I talk about how both of them are doing almost the exact same thing, but for opposite reasons. So yeah, they're like opposite in nature. So white hat hackers are ethical and use it to make systems set more secure. That's why I dubbed them the heroes in this infographic. That's my opinion, that they're the heroes. And then meanwhile, the black hackers exploit vulnerabilities for malicious intent. They try to stay out of legal trouble, which is why they're anonymous. So which is why I call them villains. Uh, and then yeah, understanding the roles, goals, and impacts of each group reveals an ongoing battle in cyberspace. So quickly, some interesting facts are that there's actually specific tools that are well known that are used for hacking. And then they're also black hat hackers are considered like ninjas of cyberspace because they like often uh, work in communities for personal gain though. And then my last fact is that uh, in terms of data breaching, hacking has like become by far the most common form of it, and this exponential curve shows that. And then here's my references.